Hello and welcome to another installment of Behind the Barricade Live. Guys, it's been a long time. How you guys doing?
I gotta
Good,
say,
man. What's going on?
I gotta say, kind of miss having intros.
You kind of miss having intros, well, but I got your back, okay? As you guys know, if you forgot, I'm Rodney Harris. I'm joined by my wonderful guys that have been driving the ship over the last couple of months, Andrew Kratzer and Chris DeCarlos. Guys, man, happy to see your faces again.
Yeah, man.
It's happy to see you too.
Now, listen, guys, I know I pop in from here and there. I'm still in that routine. Don't worry, I'm popping in, popping out. Tonight was just something a little special. I had a little free time on my hands, and I wanted to chop it up with you guys because we got some cool things to go over and talk about. So let's start off hot. Let's talk about it. Right? Let's jump in. Let's get down with it. Like, everybody wants to know the feelings of said individuals about a certain individual bringing himself all over to All Elite Wrestling. He used to formerly be known as Edge. Now he's just known as Adam Copeland.
Adam rated R superstar Adam.
Still the rated R superstar.
Rated R superstar.
Yo, it's crazy. The fact, one little Easter egg, the WWE did not own that trademark for about 11 years now.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that one.
You know them. They don't let nothing go.
They trademark everything. They trademark your mama's name.
Yeah,
they trademarked John Cena's name, for heaven's sake.
That's the sick part about it, is that they really didn't try to keep it. It was, when they were looking over the paperwork, it was like declined. They let it expire. Like,
yeah,
okay, So I just want to say this. Everybody knows me. I am not an edge head. Never been. You're probably never going to convince me to be. Edge as a tag team wrestler, love him. Singles competitor, can't stand his guts. We can go on for days about why. You've been asking me, Roddy, why don't you like Edge as a singles competitor? I always thought he was overrated. That's just me. That's my opinion. Seeing him in AEW does not change my opinion about Edge. I'm not an Edge fan now. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon now. But I will tell you this. It's a breath of fresh air for an individual like him. The questions that I posed for tonight, is it good or bad for AEW or even for pro wrestling in general? And does this hurt its legacy? We're going to address those, but I want to hear from you guys first.
I'm an edge head.
So Chris, jump in. Tell me how you're feeling about those two questions. Let's start off with the easy one. Is this good or bad for AEW or pro wrestling?
It's great for both. It's great for pro wrestling. It's great for AEW. I don't see it becoming a CM Punk issue. He's a brand name that people know. It brings more eyeballs to your show. You know my feelings on old wrestlers. There are caveats.
Oh yeah.
Now, how long he was out for? What, 7 years?
Yes, I believe.
Okay, so that's 7 years less of wear and tear. My caveat with old wrestlers are this: if you still look the part and you still do what you always did, I got no issue with the age. It's when they start getting, they don't look as good, and in-ring ability goes down. His in-ring ability is still just as good as it was before he got hurt. He keeps himself in tremendous shape. And, we go by pops. We go by crowd reactions. He is over as fuck when it comes to the crowd. And, I think it's a good thing all around. And I don't think it tarnishes his legacy at all. Like, if you go like Joe Montana went to the Chiefs, didn't tarnish his legacy. It's happened in other sports. It's happened with like Ric Flair was in TNA. That didn't do anything to his legacy.
Nobody gave a shit that he went to TNA though.
But they didn't care either way, so it didn't tarnish his legacy. Listen, you, Andrew, and Michael are like turning into Swifties. I'm telling you right now.
Oh,
You're turning into Swifties.
Oh, come on.
Anybody that goes against the WWE, you guys have something to say about.
Jeez. You better bring it.
We can get into that later.
I can't even watch football on Sunday. I got to deal with this. Now you got to bring it here.
I'm sorry, but he was antagonizing me.
How did I antagonize you? I just said nobody gave a shit. I said nobody gave a shit about Ric Flair being in the TNA. Nobody.
No, I'm talking about your Edge comments.
Oh, his legacy because he was with WWE for 25 years.
Not all 25 years. He was retired for 7.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll get to that.
I think it's a great thing for both. Like I said, it's not going to turn. He's not that guy like CM Punk.
Yeah, I hate you, Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch. Thanks. He's not that CM Punk nonsense in the locker room. He's good for the locker room. He's good for everything. You know, no one's ever had a bad thing to say about Edge when it comes to working with him. You know, as far as him not being safe, anything like that. So I can't see how it's bad. Do I think he's pushing the company over the top? No. Again, 4-year-old company. We're not pushing it past WWE. You know, and if Stephen Boise, Idaho claims that, then let Stephen Boise, Idaho claim that. I don't worry about what these dudes said. But I think it was a good move, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
Andrew, I'll pose the same question to you, bud.
I think in a way it's a good business move for Tony because in my head, I'm thinking AEW already peaked at All In.
Okay.
Because to me, everything since All In has been down. They've been booking lower, like, attendance stadiums or indoor arenas and everything. And, like, the one arena that I saw that there are only 4,000 seats being sold for it. Like, right after All In. After All In, you go hard. You get these bigger arenas and stop with the small-ass setups. Try to sell out that arena. But I feel like they're trying to make it in a way where, oh, look, it's a packed house to one side of the arena. But
I want to address that. I'm not meaning to cut you off. I want to address that because that's been a big argument amongst people within the internet wrestling community. Listen, it happens in every wrestling venue. Anything that's live on camera side, you want to stack. You stack the deck to make it look presenting. You know,
good production.
All right. Think of it like a wedding cake. If you know the back of the cake got messed up, are you going to turn that part of the cake around for wedding pictures? Or are you going to keep the cake, the bad side to the back and have the nice side to the front so the pictures look better? It's presentation. And all wrestling companies do it. It's WWE does it. AEW does it.
Baseball does it.
Baseball does it. God, what do you think? Comp tickets and them, you getting the chance to move down. It happened to us at a concert, for God's sakes, Andrew, at Madison Square Garden. The Avenged Sevenfold didn't just give us those tickets for free. Madison Square Garden needed to fill those seats on the side of the stage. They told us to go down to the third row. No problem. You ain't gonna tell me twice. So I went down, and we had a hell of a time. But the fact is, they wanted it to be more aesthetically pleasing. And it makes the performer feel good when you know that I know they have to look non-camera side, hard camera side, and see nothing behind the camera, but to know behind them is a crowd of people chanting their name and revving them up. It's a good feeling. So I do understand the frustration of them not trying to sell out, but I think it's trying to figure out your business to an extent of how much can I sell. Now I feel like 5 years worth of knowledge and homework that they've done and research. Now you can go back and see what worked and what didn't. At the beginning, they were trying to sell out everything because they were hot. And you can sell out everything because you're new and you're fresh and you got all this fresh talent. But now you've been around for about 5 years and people have seen your product already. And you still got the hottest talent on the street, but their attention span, especially in pro wrestling nowadays, is very, very limited.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give people something new all the time, and that's where I think the dip is happening. Drew, is that I feel like Tony started to get a little repetitive throughout the spring and throughout the summer. Things started to happen a little bit more often, and people started to say, "All right, look, I've seen this already. Even though the performance is nice, Tony, the match isn't bad. It's just I've seen it already. And then when you do your big shows, damn it, Tony, I'm here to 1:30 in the morning. I gotta catch a train and get to work the next day. These things need to be figured out, and he's trying. So let's not keep it more intimate. If you can get the smaller venue and fill it up, do it. And gradually work your way back to those bigger stands, because you see the numbers are dipping, and the numbers don't lie. The numbers are what they are, but there's a reason for that. It's not that people don't care about AEW. It's just we're going through a rough time right now in all live events. It's hard for people to sell tickets.
Yeah,
people don't got the bread.
Not every event sells out.
Yeah, they don't got the scratch, man. Depending on where you are, people are more economically better than what they are. Like that, the Garden don't sell out all the time.
No,
so
baseball, football, they're not selling out.
New York is a venue, So you gotta understand that he's working through those punches, and everybody's feeling it. Everyone is. It's not just AEW. WWE, the public will never admit it, but they're feeling it too.
They're feeling it. Look at all the budget cuts they just made.
And by the way, I don't mind those budget cuts because it wasn't doing anything with these people anyway. So what different? You just cut dead weight. You was giving away money. Now you're saving money. That's all you're done. So the crying and the fake tears from you guys on the internet, get a Kleenex, blow your nose, go sit down somewhere. These people weren't doing nothing anyway.
No, they weren't doing anything. And to piggyback on Rodney, the Queen show 2 years ago, that was coming right off of COVID, where nobody was allowed to do anything. And people were flocking to live events because you were locked up for 2 years. Couldn't go to them. So it's too much of like
it was your first vaccination in order to get in that building.
Yeah. As soon as Wembley was over, people are sitting there trying to downplay the attendance. It's been the minute that the event ended, all the trolls were out trying to say, "Oh, well, this wasn't exactly a fact." So you could either listen to the internet trolls or just go by face value of things.
Mm-hmm. And now with Edge and stop saying Edge, with Adam Copeland in the fold, hopefully this will help boost a little bit what they've been missing. I know Punk wasn't really moving the needle that much while he was around. And that's something I guess we can address later on as well. But I just want to read something that was brought up during the media scrum after Wrestledream. That Tony said Wrestledream was going to be an annual event. He liked what they were able to do. And of course, Adam Copeland being signed full-time, he'll be a full-time competitor. And he'll have his debut match tonight on Dynamite. And he wants to address the crowd and just kind of, I guess, calm people down, let people know I'm here to stay, and kind of set up what's to happen tonight. So, like I said, I might not be an Edge fan. You're not going to convince me to be one, but I don't ever stop anyone from getting their bag. Get your bag, brother. And listening to what he said and what he tweeted out too is very important. I want to show people that every time you leave WWE, that not everybody just burns that bridge. He left the bridge pretty well intact and stated, they gave me my opportunity to do this for 25 years. If it wasn't for them, I'll be nothing.
And they had nothing for him at this point.
And at this point, they just could not come to an agreement. And they both have the right to go their separate ways. And his daughters looked at him and said, we want to see you wrestle, Uncle Jay. So why not? Why not take the opportunity to go wrestle with your best friend again? Doesn't that make sense?
Do you think, Andrew, he's tarnishing his legacy?
I said yes, in a way. But then my coworker who knows I love wrestling, brand new guy, all of a sudden says, the only thing is he was missing his best friend in WWE. If Christian...
Dave Shaw, what's up?
If Christian was still in WWE, I guarantee you Edge is not AEW bound. He's staying in WWE and one last ride with Christian.
But you don't know that for a fact because, like Rodney said, they couldn't come to terms.
It's possible. It's possible. Like I told you off air, it's possible. And let's just say both. Let's say Christian was under contract let's just say Christian was doing what he's doing AEW right now. He's doing the WWE, and Edge contract is up. Maybe there can be there's leverage there with WWE. Listen, when you come down to a negotiation, if anybody watched the show Suits, I learned what true leverage is in business in disputes against lawyers. When you have a leverage on somebody, it makes it a lot easier to negotiate. The leverage for them would have been, hey, listen, look at what we're doing with your best friend. You want to end your career with your best friend side by side. We got him locked into a contract. Come back to us. We'll make it happen. Most likely, he would have said, you know what? I think I got one more full-time year left in the tank. If you're promising me what you're promising me and it's guaranteed that I can work with him, no problem. I'll do it. But in wrestling, we all know nothing's guaranteed.
No.
So, especially with this company, now they can promise you the world. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it. Now, they couldn't come to the terms. I heard he brought a number. They said no. They brought a number. He said no. Ultimately, it came down to a family decision. What would you like me to do? Go to where you feel that you're going to have the most freedom and you're going to have more time. Now, granted, like Bubba Ray said on Busted Open, he had more freedom than a lot of people had in WWE. He did. But it's not that type of freedom that you're thinking of. This is creative control. This is full control of what you do. So kudos to Tony for doing it. I think this can only help AEW. It can't hurt them. This is not a Punk situation. It's not the same type of attitude. It's not the same type of prima donna.
I think it's the whole reverse of Punk.
It's the complete opposite. Yeah, it's actually about face of what Punk is. So this could be really, really big for them as far as development goes with the younger guys. Because there's a lot of guys out there that's in that pool.
He's a pros pro.
He can help them.
He's a pros pro. And the next pros pro that's going to be showing up is Dolph Ziggler.
That's the one that I really personally I would love to see him get an Impact run first.
Yep, me
before
too.
He goes to AEW. And I want him because I just feel people. I know he doesn't have anything to prove. His work speaks for itself. But I feel like people keep sleeping on Dolph. Like
they sleeping on for years.
Stop sleeping on the man. If he goes to Impact and runs through that company, wins the title real quick, just as he does about a year, something quick.
Yeah,
this proves to you I got it. And he goes over to AEW, makes a big splash, and really, really sets the world on fire, showing what he can do. And
is he going to Impact?
No,
we don't know. We don't know where he's going at this point.
Well, I'd rather him go to Impact than go to AEW right now.
Why?
Like, saturate Impact's roster a little bit. Get it a little bit flowing. Get eyes on that that product more.
I think the
matchup. Not every single great WWE superstar needs to go to AEW.
His status, you do. His status requires you to go where a company has 3 TV shows.
I personally think that I want to see him build his star back up just a little bit. And if that's it's kind of like going through the minor system, but when you're coming off an injury.
But I think that not for him. He's an underrated superstar that needed to be. He does have to prove something. Not that we think he does, but he was buried for the last how many years, and he's as good as it comes in the ring. And you put him on TV every week, you're going to start getting a lot more views on your shows, and you're going to have a lot more cohesive. How do storylines coming together with guys like these? These are pros. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to worry. Like I said, you don't have to worry about the CM Punk shit. They're not locker room cancers. They have already proven they will put younger talent over. They have no issues with that. They keep themselves in great shape. They're not injury prone. Like CM Punk was back for 2 months and he was out. He looked like a slob in the ring, right? So I just think those are the two out of the ones that were cut that will go right to AEW, and maybe some of the other ones hit the Impact circuit and beef them up a little bit. But Ziggler's another one, man. I mean, I've always liked him. I've always liked his work, and I just think he's The real wrestling fan knows what he does, but the average fan, he's underrated.
And this is my thing. If I take him and throw him right inside AEW into the fold and everything, now what when it comes down to Tony is your problem is getting him on TV and fitting him in somewhere. And now where are you going to put him? Because he's a top 5-star performer. We already know this. The work speaks for itself. No, I've never met someone that says, I don't like Dolph Ziggler's work. There's no one I've ever met that said this man can't work. The man works. Sells better than a lot of people in that company. Sell his ass off. So when you have a talent like that, you gotta put him on TV. But my fear is, if you bring him in, what do you do with him?
You could pair him with his brother if his brother is still in AEW, but I don't know how his brother is in ring style,
I think you do with Dolph Ziggler the same thing you tried to do with Adam Cole before the injury. You bring him in as that top talent. There's no reason. We questioned what Christian was going to do when he got there, and it took a while, but now he's developed this cat. What he's doing now is the best stuff he's done since he's been there. So I don't. You put him in there. You put him into the big spots right away because he has that cachet coming in. Especially if you have to worry about, like I asked Rodney on a text, if Adam Cole is a work. We don't know that yet, but if he's getting hurt again, and they had this big push that he was in the middle of, you gotta the ramp thing. I gotta discuss that later. That stupid ramp that connects to the ring.
I don't get why he jumped down.
Because he wasn't going to run into the ring. He was going to come in. I thought about the same thing. He was trying to cause distraction on the outside. Yeah, you're right. He probably should have stayed on that one side of the ramp. But again, like Rodney said, the way they want to produce it, the way they want the camera angles, unless it's a big work. Who knows?
It looks more flush if the ramp is connected. Once again, we're running into the same things over and over again when it comes down to AEW. It's not a wrestling thing. It's a production thing. It's a booking thing. It's always those two things that come up because it affects a lot of different things trickling down. Injuries, the way people come across on television. You can't, like we talked about this all the time, where guys leave one company, come back, and then they look sloppy. Me and Chris, last time I was on here consistently, we would talk about the way guys look on TV a lot because you can't sell me that you're a pro wrestler looking the way you look. You can't that doesn't scream world champion to me. I can't have you go out there and promote for my company. You look like that. So when it comes down to guys getting hurt, this is a top level person. This is a top level individual. If you can't keep protecting. Now, granted, maybe it's not an AEW thing. Maybe he's just injury prone. But from all these years we watched him, we never saw him get injured like this. Not like this.
No, well, especially running down a ramp.
Come on, not like this.
We never seen him get hurt when
We
never seen him get hurt when Keith Lee pounced him into the crowd of people that were the spot people, but literally.
Just leave somebody
but also you got to take into consideration that Adam Cole has done some wild shit.
He has
before he got to AEW, and it takes a toll on your body. People don't understand that, so that has to be factored in as well. But I'm just saying, as far as like you got him, you can't if he is really hurt and you're booking, you can't count on him.
Yeah,
at this point, he spent 9 months out. Granted, a legit injury. But, it's the show must go on. I think a guy like Ziggler comes in and
picks it right where he left off.
You wouldn't like to see a Ziggler and MJF feud?
I wouldn't mind that. But what I'm saying is, do you think Ziggler comes in and picks right up where Adam left off?
They did it with Danielson.
Okay.
Right? I'd have to think that he's at that level. And that's my question to Andrew. Did Danielson tarnish his legacy? coming over?
No,
The fact that you had to think about that.
not really.
Okay.
Because to me, he started his career in Ring of Honor. His WWE run was okay. The only reason why the Yes Movement even happened was because of said cancer in pro wrestling, aka CM Punk, leaving the company. If CM Punk stayed with WWE, there would be no Yes Movement. There would have been no Daniel Bryan versus Triple H at WrestleMania. There would be no Daniel Bryan getting into that main event at WrestleMania during that show.
But those things happen.
But to me, after his injuries, Daniel Bryan and everything, and then him coming back for that last said run, it wasn't as big as Edge to me, because Edge has been there winning tag titles with Christian, winning an Intercontinental Championship, winning Money in the Bank, cashing in, winning the World the WWE Championship, World Championships, and then
okay, but your point, I get your point of the length of time, because Christian was doing it in the late 90s, right? And Danielson was in, indies and shit, but he accomplished the same stuff that Edge did. Everything you just told me he accomplished.
But
so I'm just saying, I wouldn't be so sure that someone's legacy is going to get tarnished because they went to another company.
That's the thing, where I hear a lot of people say that he tarnished his legacy. I heard people say he spit in WWE's face. The comment section under that picture, that's
ridiculous. It's so stupid.
Right in Andrew's box right there. That picture, that comment, the comments that came behind that was insane. The stuff that some of these people were saying, and it's true tribalism, like Lord of the Flies type tribalism going on.
Yeah.
Like what is going on in pro wrestling? We love you guys, but guys, it's wrestling, man.
Get a life.
Get
a hobby.
I learned a long time ago, hating one to hate another, it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It doesn't pay to do that. So the best thing for you to do is just enjoy what you're getting and take it for what it is. Let's see what he does in AEW. Yeah. You're judging a book before you're judging the whole thing before you even see anything.
Yeah. And it's not up to any one of us to tell a man how to go out.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not up to us.
It's that you've earned that right as a grown man to decide when you stop things and when you don't, unless an injury takes you out. So for people to say, no, let him go out on his terms the way he wants to, not the way someone is telling him to.
Might have been the smartest thing Mitch said all day. People are stupid. It's a business. He's a trader. He's not. He did what's best for him.
Yes, Mitch. Yep.
100%. You do what's best for you. Now, are we calling Jade a traitor? Are we saying that is it going to tarnish her AEW legacy?
No, they love that. They love we got Jade Cargo.
The thing is,
they're pushing they're pushing the hell out of her, man.
Because the thing about Jade is she was never, because Jade, I feel like, wants that Hollywood status, so she went to WWE to get eyes on her on a bigger stage than AEW, because Tony Khan definitely would not get her a role in a movie the better way than WWE would get her a role. Like, if she performs really well, a couple years later, Jade Cargo gets booked for the next Marvel movie, the next DC movie, the next James Bond movie, or whatever.
You and Bobby, the two jacked warriors.
And if that was her reasoning to go, again, you don't question it. It's better for her. Again, I'm going to throw his name out there. Cody Rhodes. Where was the uproar for Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes is smashing thrones, throwing hammers. He said a whole bunch of shit. He decided what was best for him as a man.
I don't know.
His family to go back to WWE. And that's okay. But Edge can't do the same thing going to the other company.
Chris, I remember sitting in the studio ripping him for breaking that throne.
Yeah.
And I said,
you're doing too much.
I said, you're doing too much. This is that you're going too far. It doesn't make. And that's why I sat here and I denied it all the way up until the night of. And I told Andrew, he's not coming. He ain't coming here.
And then
It
you hear
doesn't
the
make any
lights
sense
go
to
out.
come here. And sure enough, I was wrong.
And that's fine. He made a decision for his family.
Exactly.
And also, he came back home.
He wanted to.
Nobody ever
elevate
leaves.
his legacy.
Nobody
He
ever.
wanted his legacy to be what it was. He wanted to take it to another level.
Exactly.
So I can't get mad at him for that.
Because remember, Cody back in the day before he left, he was young. He was stupid. He made probably the worst decision leaving, but it was the best decision because he went to Impact. He went to New Japan. He joined the Bullet Club. He went to AEW with one of the greatest indie talents I feel like this generation has seen with Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Adam Page, and then he
Can I
realized.
stop you
there? Okay.
Quickly, when you wrestle for New Japan, you're beyond an indie talent.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then, as soon as he saw the vision of his for AEW wasn't going the way he thought it was, he said, "You know what? F it. I'm going back to WWE."
But that was applauded, and Edge is getting trashed. That's my point.
That's what he's trying to say. It's we loved what Cody did, but we hate what Edge did. It's
because in a way, it's like you've been.
I understand what Chris is saying. You can't do that. If you're gonna love what you love, you're gonna love both. Or you're gonna hate both. You can't love one, hate the other.
Because it's the exact same thing. Grown man makes a decision for himself, and that's what we all That's what we all work for, to make decisions for ourselves as grown men. How we could best take care of our family. That's what you do, no matter what realm of business you're in. That's the goal. But I'm just saying, keep the same energy for Cody Rhodes that you're spitting at poor Edge for. That's all I'm saying. You know, I had no issue with Cody Rhodes jumping back to WWE. I like AEW. I wasn't crying saying, "Oh my God, Cody Rhodes is a traitor." No, he wanted to get himself on that stage, and he did.
See,
kudos to you.
People used to do this all the time back in the day, like
all the time.
Why is it a thing?
Why is it a thing?
I watched Rick Rude show up on Raw and show up on the same night.
Look at Hulk Hogan. Look at Hulk Hogan had a whole second career doing it. A whole second career. There are some people that never watched Hulk Hogan with the Eat Your Vitamins bullshit. They've only knew Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
And hate him or love him, Hollywood was Hollywood.
Hey, I was never a Hulk Hogan fan. I was not a Hulkamaniac. I hated Hulk Hogan. I hated every single thing he ever did. But I like Rodney. I'm not an edgehead. I will never be an edgehead. Did I cry when he came back to in the Royal Rumble that year? Hell no.
Nah, dude. Your cousin's house was rocking. I just came out the bathroom from taking a piss. I was like, "Oh, it's Edge." Literally, just
I was in the bath. I was not in the bathroom. I was at work and I was looking.
I came out. I was like,
Dave Sean, just rip out a comment and we'll read it if you want to get in on this.
Yeah, but one night in the paper.
It doesn't have to be a short one, Dave Sean. You can write whatever you want. We'll read it.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett held Vince hostage. How many times you walk out on Vince? I think 3 times. Go like, stop it. It's comical. Mike says Hogan was the last champion when WWF became WWE. Interesting fact. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Wow, never thought about that.
Give us your nugget. End on a high note. Yeah, your Edge nugget.
By the way, if you hear in the beginning of Edge's theme song, with "You Think You Know Me," that is recorded by Beth Phoenix.
That's a good
because
nugget.
they couldn't get that soundbite that he had from WWE.
Yeah, that was copyrighted.
Yeah.
You think you know me? The fact that that's copyrighted.
You think you know him?
I know, but I'm glad he got the Ultimate song.
Yeah, those are my friends, and that goes wherever I go. It's plain and simple. And hey, I'm here for it. If that's what look, who doesn't want to take their song that they're most recognized for?
Cody Rhodes did it with
Like, come on,
Kingdom.
why the hell would not take it? If I'm
John
Ric
Cena,
Flair,
if he ever
Ric
goes
Flair's
anywhere else,
song followed him wherever he went.
he'll take his song with him.
John Cena can't take anything with him. He sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah, he did. I'm going to take your soul. That's what he does. He said, "Take it, take everything, take it." Man, he better change his name legally. I'm probably he should. It's a bad idea, but he's
His name
Listen,
should be-
I wish Chris Jericho was able to take the walls of Jericho with him.
Yeah, instead of you saying the Lion Tamer.
well, you know, it just stinks. Oh well, we did have a wrestling show. On Wrestledream did happen. Stack card, a lot of matches. It's supposed to be a dream match type of card, right? And Andrew, I want to know if you wanted to take this one. And kind of break it down.
Okay, bring up the results.
Well,
Okay,
gotta be prepared.
so Wrestledream took place in Seattle, Washington, at the Climate Pledge Arena. It doesn't have the attendance on here, so that's crazy. But the night started with on the pre-show, or the 0 hour, like they like to call it. We had an 8-person mixed tag team match that had Athena, Billy Starks, Keith Lee, and Satoshi Kojima defeating Shane Taylor Promotions, Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor, Diamante and Mercedes Martinez by pinfall. That match was 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Then we had Claudio taking on Josh Barnett in a singles match where Claudio won in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. And the night was dedicated, by the way, to Antonio Inoki. And Josh Barnett said that to Claudio that Antonio would have been proud of him, like after the match was over. Okay, Dave Sean said a take. Says a take. He typed out his take. So Dave Sean said, "Okay, this is my take on Edge. People can't hate it because in the days everyone was jumping ship. What we need to realize is Edge did it all in WWE. There's nothing left for him to do there. So going AEW was the right move because he can get to do something new like Y2J did. Edge legacy is set in stone. This don't hurt his career at all because he did it all that highest level, which is WWE."
Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
I couldn't say it better myself.
Yep. Perfectly said. Great take, Dave Sean. Perfectly said.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we had Luchasaurus defeating Nick Wayne on the third 0 hour match in 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Then, the last match of the 0 hour, we had the 6-man tag team match for the AEW World Trios Championship. The Acclaim and Billy Gunn retaining their World Trios Championships against TMDK, Bad Dude Tito, Mikey Nicholas, and Shane Haste by pinfall in 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Then we had a crazy opening match with a 2-1-1 handicap match for the ROH World Tag Team Championships, where MJF defeated the Righteous, Dutch, and Vincent by pinfall to keep him and Adam Cole's Ring of Honor tag team championships. It's crazy to see a champion actually win this match in a way, like a solo competitor in a handicap match, because you never really have the better advantage, you know?
They're kind of booking him like Superman a little bit while this whole injury thing is happening.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it for now. Just please don't let this go on too long.
Yeah. I was hoping he would just drop the titles then.
Andrew, can I say this before? Daddy Ass is over as he's ever been in his wrestling career.
Yeah.
They eat him up. It's amazing.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It is. It's very weird, but they go nuts for him.
It's the weirdest freaking
He hasn't been this over since he had the theme song "I'm an Ass Man."
Yeah,
and his tag team partner was introducing them to the ring. This is the last time he was this over.
He is over. At 60 years old, the man is over as much as he's ever been in his life.
Crazy.
He has to thank the two youngins. Because can you imagine if he wasn't placed with the Acclaim, he'd be done.
But I think it's a combo of both. They both helped each other. Honestly.
Who brought up Scissor Me Daddy, whatever? Like I don't like saying it all the time because it just irks me. But who made that lineup? Was it Bowens or Caster?
Bowens has always said it, but who knows who came up with it in the back. But Bowens is always the one that led Bowens. Yeah.
Okay. Because it wasn't for them. I don't think Billy Gunn makes it with his sons either.
No, that was apparent that wasn't working with the sons.
Yeah.
The sons are better off since they detached from him. Yeah, and he's flourishing with those dudes. So yeah, it's weird, but
it's weird. It's like you think Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, father and son, could have gotten no words in getting over in WWE. But now Dominic joining Judgment Day, he is so hated that he is kind of over because of that reaction. Him not being able to speak, I don't know if it's because they're turning his mic down or they're piping in crowd noise on live TV.
Oh, could they stop doing that? We gotta get into that. They gotta stop doing that. We could get into that later. I can't take it with the fucking piped-in noise.
But it's crazy. You think two relatives would make a great situation.
Yeah, but you go back into history and it doesn't always work.
Only people I first saw it work was Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner.
Yeah, I mean, it really hasn't worked. With the real life family. Not the made up ones, but it doesn't always work. But hey, again, kudos to Daddy Ass. I never thought I'd say that, but hey,
to Daddy Ass. That one's going down the record books. Kudos to Daddy Ass. Unbelievable. I would never scissor another. Never.
No, I'm not scissoring anybody.
Don't walk up to me.
No.
Nobody come up to me at an AEW event and say scissor me, please.
I'm not doing
no.
Don't ask me. Nobody. It's for fun. I don't play those.
I think my wife would find it weird if I asked to scissor her. So yeah, it's not happening.
Wait, what?
Oh, goodness gracious, man! I tell you, unbelievable. You had
go ahead, Andrew.
The next match we had Eddie Kingston defending his Ring of Honor World Championship and New Japan Strong Openweight Championship against Shibata, and Eddie Kingston wins by pinfall in 11 minutes. I honestly, I'm not a big fan of Eddie Kingston at all.
I had a feeling this was coming.
I'm with you, Andrew.
I am done with him. I don't give a shit.
Did you ever start with him?
I turn on if I get bored and I turn on AEW on a Wednesday and I see him on the TV, I go down to USA to watch whatever rerun is on and then go back up to find out when Eddie Kingston's off TV. Because I'm done with his little sob story shit.
Yep. I totally agree with Andrew.
Why you
can't stand him?
I'll get the short end of this kick. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about you, Eddie. Nobody gives a shit about you when you're in TNA.
He's the really, really poor man's version of Kevin Owens. extremely.
I thought he was a poor man's version of Terry Funk. Just
He's like the welfare version.
The whining and complaining and oh my god, like you're doing the whole Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect.
Yeah, Andrew, you don't even have to go over this match. We have such disdain for him. Move on to the next one.
The next match we had.
That's this right now.
We just exit out. We should just exit out.
That's never happened.
Can we on the DVD just cut that match from the DVD, please? But the next match we had the TBS championship on the line. Chris Statlander defending her TBS championship against Julia Hart. Chris Statlander wins by pinfall in 9 minutes. Felt like this match could have been one more minute. Give the ladies at least 10 minutes in the ring. Like, your women's division is trash to begin with.
Damn. All right.
Wow. And Rodney Harrison.
But what I'm saying, the thing is, you need to elevate your women's division. Let them wrestle a little bit longer.
Good grief.
I love Julia Hart, though.
Circle all in.
Gotta tell you.
I like what she's doing.
Julia Hart, that presentation is awesome.
She terrifies the shit out of me.
If Chris could just stay healthy, man. Chris is great. Chris is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's just gotta stay healthy.
Yep.
Protect your knees at all.
But Julia Hart got that's a great presentation and character she got going on.
Her flourished after leaving the Varsity Blondes. She was that cheerleader.
Oh yeah, everyone flourished after leaving the Varsity Blondes.
To me, in a way, Julia Hart, you know who she reminds me of in a way?
Who?
Alexa Bliss.
Hold on. Hey.
In a way, because she was that happy cheerleader person to start her NXT career. And then she got paired with Buddy Murphy and Blake.
That was a fairy. That was not a cheerleader. That was a fairy.
Whatever.
She's a fairy.
You're towing the line, bro. You're towing the line.
Same thing, right?
I think his big toe is over the line.
But isn't it kind of similar?
Yes.
You about to White Goodman this whole situation. Get your toe off the line, bro.
Get your toe. Yeah, no, it is a similar situation. But there is only one Alexa.
Man, Alexa, shout out to Alexa. Looking beautiful with child. Saw a video of her the other day. Looks wonderful. Wonderful. Doing well. Hope everything's going good. Hope health is good. Hope everything's going straight with the pregnancy. But what else we got?
Next, we had a fatal four-way tag team match for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We had the Young Bucks, Lucha Brothers, the Guns, and Orange Cassidy and Hook. And the winners of that match were the Young Bucks in 12 minutes and 40 seconds. To me, also, Rey Fenix got hurt during this match.
Yeah, another guy.
The AEW International Championship is cursed.
Yo, my man, Ray.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? What's going on, dog?
He can't stay healthy.
It's that style.
Hurt, bro. Like,
you're going too fast.
Just
slow down, bro.
And this, I will never tell a performer how to perform. That's their style of how to perform. I will never tell a dancer how to dance. I can't dance. I'll never tell a football player how to play football because I'm not out there in the NFL. I'm not going to tell a wrestler how to perform their craft. But at some point, you're going to have to reevaluate what you do.
A.K.A. Darby Allin.
If it keeps hurting you, like insignificant hurt, like the dislocation of the elbow, and like how many times are you this man going to get hurt before you realize, I got to slow down just a tad and try to think twice before I do something crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. Do I like dumbed down, watered down Ricochet? No. But I understand that the risk of injury because of what he does is very, very high. Yes, does that make it exciting?
It gets to the point where you got to save that shit for the big moments, the pay-per-views. Like, you can't be doing it every week.
Yeah, you do that at an all out or something.
You're not gonna let
all in.
You do that all in. You do that something
You
like
know,
that, you should have went crazy in Wembley. All right, that's where you go crazy. But nah, not for this. Not in Seattle.
if for a Wrestledream,
Yeah, Seattle don't deserve that. Come on, man. I want to just I just want to let everybody know in AEW, you're all great performers, but you don't have to overdo it for me. I'm pretty sure there's wrestling fans that think don't have to overdo it. Just do you. I feel like you go just trying too hard.
John Moxley.
Stop.
yeah, Shawn Moxley.
Stop.
Yo, but also I want to have a gripe with a certain ref in AEW.
Oh,
Who?
I heard about
Knox. After Grand Slam, that was the second time being in a match where he wasn't fucking paying attention to a damn wrestler. First time was during the pandemic when Alex Reynolds got legit knocked out during a match, and he never checked on him once. He just saw him see him lying on the ground, wasn't paying attention, was too focused on the match. You're supposed to be surrounding your keeping eyes on everything and making sure everybody's safe. And Alex Reynolds was knocked the fuck out during the match.
Doesn't he take his cues from the back in the earpiece?
Mm-hmm.
And also the people in the back need to fucking pay attention too.
Well, that's more, yeah.
But also he's in the fucking ring. And then the second instant with Grand Slam, fucking Moxley was knocked out. Count to 3, put up the fucking X. Don't fucking say he kicked out and then let fucking Ray Phoenix do another fucking move again.
No, but Moxley was concussed early on in that match, and he kept wrestling.
But when he didn't kick out.
No, but I'm saying he was concussed early on.
Yeah, but still, you count to 3, put up the X, and get people in the ring instead of letting another wrestler do another move. What happens if he lands on his head again? That's permanent fucking brain damage again. More even permanent damage to his brain. And next thing you know, Moxley is done for his career. He needs help with knowing things and shit.
Damn,
there is
gonna go full Jim McMahon. Like,
there is something called CTE in the world with football players and everything, and I'm afraid on the Dolphins, one more concussion, he will be the first NFL active player to diagnose with CTE.
But he went to karate school to learn how to slide, and do all that work. So yeah, he good. He learned how to fall. So look, I understand what you're saying, Andrew. Safety is important. If you can't be safe with your dance partner, I don't know what to tell you. But also, the people around you need to keep you safe. I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that's not a legit thing. But it's all parties. It's not just that ref. I don't want you to hold just him accountable. I want you to
be responsible for his own health.
Yeah, it's everybody involved. And Andrew, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're absolute. You have a legit gripe. Okay, but I don't want you to just single that ref out. Everybody is responsible for that.
I thought he was going to go after Aubrey.
Yeah,
no. Aubrey's just full of herself.
It's the Aubrey show.
I don't give a shit.
Now, granted, Earl Hebner used to have Earl Hebner show moments, but not to the level of what Aubrey be doing. Like, no disrespect to Aubrey. Pretty sure she's a nice individual, but I came to watch wrestling. I didn't come to watch you hit the mat, get mad, and don't temper tantrum. I don't know. No.
Same way I came to watch football.
Yeah. And 12 times to see Taylor Swift on Sunday night on prime time it's too many times to see Taylor Swift for me.
Yeah.
Now, Andrew, I appreciate your gripe, you grind your gears moment.
Okay.
Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page. What do you guys think of Swerve going over?
I'm happy with it. They weren't doing anything with Swerve winning matches lately. It's a good win for him over a former AEW World Champion and Adam Page. Kind of elevates him a little bit instead of having him with different people all the time and then losing. He just lost in that tag team coffin match against Sting and Darby Allin at, was it All Out or was that at All In?
Wembley.
Okay. And he really hasn't had anything for him, Swerve. Like,
I got one question. What's next for Adam Page?
rejoin the Dark Order, maybe?
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Dark Order, no one left.
Well, does everybody go home, man? The Dark Order has been ordered to go away.
Oh, wait. Isn't Adam Page with the Young Bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the elite.
No, they're always also the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champion.
Yes.
Nobody cares about those boys.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I think it's time for Swerve to dump the chumps.
Yeah.
That raggedy ass crew he runs with, get rid of it. Makes no sense. It's not even. It's like it just grab some guys and go out with Swerve.
it's like people in catering.
You can't be rolling with Brooklyn
Tonight,
and
tonight,
Yeah.
you and you are rolling with Swerve tonight. I want to see if this works. Nah, it's not working. Go back to catering.
Nails, Mantar, Brooklyn Brawler, y'all rolling with Bret Hart tonight. What?
Exactly.
Well, you can't do that. You can't do that. No, man. I agree with Chris. Swerve, I like the valet. I'm digging it, the dance, and I love the crowd's digging it. So that's fun. Keep that. That sticks. But the whole crew, he doesn't need a crew. He's fine.
No.
He's just fine.
They replaced the first jacked up crew with this new one.
Yeah. Like everywhere this guy goes, he gets a crew. Like he doesn't need a crew. He
doesn't need a crew.
Swerve is okay by himself. He's fine.
You don't need a crew.
Now, if you want to,
he can wrestle. If you don't need it. If
you want to organically get him a crew, cool. But let him get that crew.
Call up Down Penny. You know what I'm saying? You know who I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Who?
Top Dollar. I'm not like that's why I'm not even. That's why I said, "Oh God." Look. What is he gonna do? Man Bailey can get over the top rope. What is he gonna do? He ain't helping him none. He can be a mouthpiece, but he already has one. He doesn't need that. Look, they need to do what I said to do with Swerve. Get him involved in the world title picture now.
Yep.
Don't wait, because if you wait, you're gonna wait too long. You're gonna miss your mark. Don't wait. I said this about Wardlow. You missed.
They missed on Wardlow.
Hobbs, you missed.
Yep, missed on Hobbs.
You can't miss on two talents like that. You gotta.
They missed on Ricky Starks.
Oh.
And turn him heel again is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I think Ricky Starks has one to jump ship
as a face. I think I was going to throw up the idea, maybe Adam Page entertaining the idea of going elsewhere. Because and I want to draw this out for you. What more could he do here?
Well, he re-upped.
And to me, for what? What'd you re-up for? To be with your friends?
He might be comfortable. Yeah. I don't know. You maybe got to put him back in the tag team or something, but he's not main event by himself.
Yeah, you're not. It's not cutting the mustard, brother.
No,
it's just not. So there's a lot of we say this all the time. They have a lot of talent. They do, but sometimes it's hard to fit all that talent down that tube of world champion. And look who your world champion is. That means that somebody has to step in that ring and be able to equally match MJF.
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of guys can do that.
That man was Adam Cole, and so he broke his ankle.
Not everybody in that roster can do that.
Well, we don't know if it's true.
I think it's true because Britt Baker posted.
I saw Britt talking about doing appointments. I didn't see nothing about no ankles. I've been on her TikTok. We were talking about she was working on some patients, doing her thing. I didn't see nothing about no ankles. But the thing is, I was one of those guys I wish that would have said, you know what, let me give it a try and take the opportunity to go elsewhere.
Can you read that?
Oh, so smart.
It says, it's from Twitter. This guy broke his ankle in 3 places on a freak accident. He is still hobbling around on live TV because as we like to say, the show must go on. Adam Cole gives his entire heart and soul to pro wrestling. He is one tough cookie, and this is just a small bump in the road. He'll be back better than ever, baby.
Adam Cole becoming the Jamal Adams of AEW. You get traded, you go somewhere else.
Yo, I can't believe he
wind up getting hurt. This man comes back, first game back, gets hurt.
Gets knee in the head by Daniel Jones, and he fucking looked like he was out of it like a cuckoo clock.
Let me tell you something. You have all the talent in the world, Tony. You gotta A, protect them, and B, I think it's time to have that serious conversation about talent, toning it down just a tad.
Yep.
Because I don't want to see guys just go down with injury all the time. And now, granted, Adams was a freak thing. I'm pretty sure nobody was he wasn't expecting that to happen.
No,
come on, nobody was. But that's a top level guy. Thank God you have the roster to support it, and thank God he didn't really get severely hurt to the point where he can't be on TV. So he's still relevant. So people still want to see him. We expect to see him every week, So thank God for those things. But guys like Ray Phoenix, that's a talent that you want to see do his thing.
Yep.
I can't see him sitting on the shelf no more. I don't want to see that. I'm like, we talked about the stuff that John does, and John is going to be John. I've just accepted it at this point. This is what Mox is going to be. You either accept it for who he is, or you just leave it. It's like this is what he's going to do.
He ain't changing.
He is not going to change. So, okay, it is what it is. Everybody has to rise to his level. So if you're going to wrestle him, guess what? You're going to bleed. Just prepare yourself. You're going to have to bleed. He's going
to be bleeding.
Or he's going to bleed all over you. Pick one.
Yo, I rather be one bleeding than being bled all over.
Nah, man, listen, bleeding ain't easy. People just think you can just cut yourself open and it just starts bleeding. Nah, it don't work like that. But it's time to start protecting some of these guys. Now, Britt, I appreciate you for letting the world know that he broke his ankle in 3 places. Yeah, I get that, but I don't want to see him like that, hobbling around. Maybe it's time to have that conversation, have that meeting, saying, "Hey, look, guys, protect yourselves at all times as much as possible, because I don't want to see you guys be out. The fans are looking forward to seeing you." Maybe
Edge or Adam Copeland tells everybody in the back, "I want to have a meeting backstage."
Yeah, well,
everybody, I love pro wrestling, but tone it down a little bit. You don't want to get hurt.
I wouldn't do that if I was him. Don't do that.
That comes with talking in the locker room amongst yourselves and passing down wisdom.
Let that come from Tony. Let that come.
No, but I'm saying, if you're gonna talk to the wrestlers, that's just them talking to the boys and telling, and giving your opinions and stuff.
Yeah, you see, he's watching a match at Gorilla. They come back. Hey, dude, I think I could have money right here.
He doesn't have to hold court when he gets there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Do that. That's gonna give the wrong people the wrong.
I got one question for you. You say Tony has to talk to them, but what type of fucking wrestling experience does Tony Khan have? None.
But he has
he the money. The show. He's the guy that pays you.
He's the checkbook. Okay, you're gonna listen to the guy that writes your checks. I promise.
The guy that pays you says tone it down. You gotta tone it down.
Or your ass gonna be sitting at home right paid. Okay, you gonna listen to Tony and don't look. Let's say what we want about Vince, but when Vince spoke, your ass listened. Okay, you want to work? Okay, then listen. Then look, you don't have to like it. Doesn't mean you gotta like it. You're under contract. You're here to work. You can quit or you can work. This is where I don't get it. I don't get it. Some people just you gotta work in life. Working is good for the soul, guys. It's not gonna hurt you to do a little work. But moving down the line here, Ricky Starks defeats Willie Yuta, Ricky Starks.
Weird combination match.
You know what? A little bit of a clash of styles, but I was digging it. 2 guys definitely can go. Showcase your talent. Go out there and do your thing. Yep. Ricky going over, cool. Ain't no big deal. So we'll see where it goes. But for Ricky, I want to see Ricky get back to title chasing. I want to see Ricky doing
Me too.
Ricky deserves better. He needs to be doing more.
He does.
It's too many guys. We're now starting to have down that list saying, listen, we saw them now for close to 4 years. It's time. It's time for them to get their due. Now, the top level guys that we see that come over or jump ship or however you want to say it, the Bryan Danielsons of the world, they don't necessarily need the titles right now. These guys we're talking about, the Ricky Starks of the world, the Swerves, those guys need that belt opportunity.
Yeah.
Not the Omegas. They don't need belts.
Not the Moxleys, not the Adam Copeland, not the.
They don't need that right now. These guys need the gold. They need to be chasing that gold. That's who you want to be facing MJF because you know it's going to be money. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the other guys can't draw. I'm just saying that there's more money to be made. You're gonna attract a bigger eye instead of the same reoccurring eye all the time. Get some new eyes. It's all right. That's how you grow your fan base.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson in an absolute banger with Zack Sabre Jr. Now, granted, I can't stand Zack Sabre Jr. Everybody knows I can't stand that kid. I don't like him. But I loved watching him get his ass kicked. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I got to watch this whole match, courtesy of somebody on it was in parts on TikTok. Thank you, whoever you are, but you put it up in parts on TikTok and watched the whole match, all solid 22 minutes of it, and it was all in pieces. But it was a full match nonetheless, and I appreciate you. What do you guys think about this matchup here? The dream match for Bryan Danielson. This is the match you wanted. Crazy.
This was the only dream match of the whole entire card.
Damn.
No other matches were dream matches. Nobody wanted to. Did really anybody really want to see Ricky Starks, Bill Yuta? Did really anybody dream about seeing Swerve and Adam Page, a fatal 4-way match for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship shot? Really, Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart. Like, this was the only dream match of
he just shit on the whole card.
I don't know what to say. Thanks for coming, guys. We appreciate you.
What's up, Jess?
It was. Did anybody really want to see every other match? The only one match.
No, you're correct, Andrew. Yeah, you are correct.
Was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson. I'd rather have watched this match and then, like how Rodney, you did, watch it in parts on TikTok and then not watch anything else from that pay-per-view because nothing else was a dream match to me.
Damn.
Agreed.
But the biggest dream match of WWE, if WWE ever had at WrestleMania, was Sting versus Undertaker. I'd probably be most likely looking forward to that match. Nothing else on the card.
That's a damn shame, Andrew. He out here just shit on the whole card, like casually
he dumped
too.
On the whole thing.
Say that it's no dream matches. You call the Wrestledream. I woke up. This was a nightmare. I'm like, good grief. I was daydreaming. This wasn't a dream. This wasn't a full dream. Good grief.
Andrew calls it Wrestle Nightmare.
How did I follow that? I can't even follow that. Well, I'm just gonna skip over the 6 man because it was kind of.
Hello, Jessica Hoffman. How you doing?
Waste of our time. Let's go to the AEW World Tag Team Championship match between FTR and Aussie Open. Another banger. What'd you guys think?
Good, Andrew.
Was this one shit too, Andrew?
I liked it, but like I said, this was not a dream match.
It wasn't a dream match? All right.
Like, a dream match would have been FTR versus Adam Copeland and Christian.
We're playing semantics like Anthony used to do.
Are they not a real tag team? Nah, that's what you're going to tell me next?
No.
It's not a dream match unless it's it.
Aussie Open.
By the way, hold on one second. Gotta do something. Shout out to Anthony and all the Carragher family. So after the loss of his grandmother, Aunt, we love you.
Yes.
Just want to point that out, brother. We love you. We're here for you. If you need anything, we're right here. Back to Wrestle King.
Wrestledream or Wrestle Nightmare.
Back to Wrestledream or Wrestle Daydream, as Andrew put. Wrestle Nap. Go ahead.
Oh, Dave Shaw said AEW, no matter what they say, do they just always going to be a minor league of wrestling? They're going to get a lot more guys that's going to jump ship, but just like WCW, they will always be second to WWE.
All right. I think I'm going to need to address this after you go. I will finish the card, and I got to address. I got to put this to bed once and for all, Chris. I can't take it no more. Okay? I got to shut it down. And the reason why I got to shut it down is because, Deshaun, you're not wrong. I'm not telling you you're wrong. But it's just a lot of people I see say what you say, and then they go above and beyond what you say. It's not what you said is wrong. It's a company that has a 50-plus year head start and globally recognized.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take years, decades for AEW to get globally recognized like that to that level. We're talking about trading stock level,
which they probably won't want to do.
WWE's economics looks totally different to AEW. It's going to take them years to make that up. So yes, you're right. They're going to be second to them forever, for the end until we see the end, because everything comes to an end. But here's the thing: I want to address this competition thing one more time, and I told people this last time to bring this up. This is not a competition. This is not competition. Every time Tony comes out there and tells you about competition, it's just words. Okay, he's not no one, and I understand that they stacked the card to NXT next week because AEW is on at the same time. I understand that, but that doesn't mean it's competition. That just means that WWE is petty.
No, it's WWE. But I'm saying WWE has every right. WWE has every right to stack their card because AEW is coming to invade their day.
But it'd
be different. It's the same thing if NXT was moving to Wednesday because they had to put playoff hockey on Tuesday and put NXT on Wednesday, and then AEW starts saying, "Oh, we're having every single match is going to be a title match. We're having forget Battle of the Belts on a random Saturday. We're going to have Battle of the Belts on Wednesday. Have everything title matches. Everything is going to be this way." To me, WWE has every right to stack that card on Tuesday because they're having AEW coming on their day.
I understand that they have every right to do it, but when you do something like that, and I sit here, when I sit here and I tell you that it's not a competition, there's people out there believe that you really are in competition with each other. And I'm trying to tell everybody that nobody cares about the
narrative.
They don't care. They're just being petty. I'm not. Listen, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I know that my brother is 10 times the singer that I ever will be. But I like to sing too. If I know my brother likes to sing, and I like to sing, and some people like me singing, so I'm going to book a venue. If my brother books the venue right next door to me, do I have the right to stack with openers to get more tickets sold than he does? Yeah, because I want to make more money. Or me and my brother just hadn't gotten to it, and I just want to be petty towards him. But I'm not competing against him. I'll never be able to beat him. That's where, when you have competition, you have to recognize that there's an opportunity to beat somebody on the other side. What are you competing with? Let's break it down. AEW doesn't have the ammunition to compete with a juggernaut like the WWE. That's why it's not competition. So it doesn't matter how many shows. You can put 2 shows back to back from AEW on Tuesday. Run one at 8 and one at 9. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't. Because it's not competition. They can't match it. They can't. The ratings tell you that. The sales tell you that. The numbers don't lie. It tells you it. And it's not because one's better than the other. Just one's further along than the other. The one is long in the tooth. It's so long to the point where you can't even file it down anymore. It's just sharp as what it's going to be what it is. Okay? want to stop this narrative of, oh, they go into Tuesday because of baseball. Now NXT wants to compete. No, there's certain people in that company that just does not like Tony Khan. So they're just being petty. Being petty and competing are two different things. I can be petty all day. Doesn't mean I want to be in competition with you. I can be petty all the time. If I want to really be petty, I can be petty right now. I mean, at 8 o'clock. I can be petty right now, coming to media 1 minute late. Doesn't mean I'm competing with the meeting. Like that's, I want people to get that out of their mind. You can still be petty without competing. You can still compete and not be petty. Coach Prime right now competing, knowing he doesn't have the full team that he wants, and already told everybody preseason it's going to take me about 2 to 3 years to get the guys that I really want in here. He's still going out there every Saturday to compete, but everybody in all of the NCAA wants to be petty to Coach Prime because he's Coach Prime. He thinks he's above NCAA. I'm not in Coach Prime's head. I don't know what he's thinking, but he has a swag. He comes with a certain cachet. People are jealous of that. So they're being petty towards him. They say little things in interviews. They say little things in press conferences. They share plays, give up a whole playbook on them. So before Saturday, now how you walk in there if you already know I'm going to run? I might as well not show up. So it's about being petty. It's not about competition. I want to make it very clear. It's not a competition. This is one person being petty or two people being petty towards one other person. And Tony, stop feeding into it. You fans, stop feeding into this false narrative. And WWE, please, whoever is over there that got this issue with Tony, let it go, bro. Stop it. It's not worth your time. Okay? It's not. Because what's going to happen? The fans are going to talk regardless if you didn't stack on Tuesday or not. AEW is going to draw a bigger number, and everybody's going to be like, oh, well, NXT tried to stack. Now look what you did. So guess what? If you don't draw a big number on Tuesday, guess what the AEW fans are going to tell you when they beat you in the ratings? Oh, you see? Even with Cody Rhodes and John Cena and Paul Heyman and Oscar, we still beat them.
We still don't know if there's anything else, though. Come Wednesday or Friday, once they announce the card.
I said we're in one ear, not the other. I'm moving on. Christian taking on Darby Allin.
I'm okay with the result because of what Fowler, in a way, because I don't need to see Darby Allin holding the TNT Championship again.
Hold on a second. Why not?
Because Darby Allin is one of those guys that I don't feel is the greatest thing in AEW. The Sting Jr.
Sting Jr.?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, you on one tonight, Andrew.
He's on one. Yeah, he is.
You flamed the whole wrestling card. Then you just go and disrespect people. It's great. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. So you're telling me that he should have won the TNT Championship because he's like Sting? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying, like, in a way, if he didn't have Sting, maybe.
Do you tell me if he didn't have Sting, he wouldn't be shit? That's what you're telling me.
He maybe would have elevated himself.
If that's what
Sting.
But if that's
he was over way before Sting came around.
Well, hold on. If that, I want you to speak your truth. If that's how you feel, say it. But
I think he doesn't need Sting.
Back it up. You say he doesn't need Sting.
Yes.
No, I don't think he needs Sting either, but Sting needs him.
That damn sure do.
That's what this is about. It's not about Darby needing Sting. It's about
Darby's putting
Sting needing him, and
Sting put him over the first 2 years. Now it's Darby putting Sting over. It's returning the favor. Darby got the rub already. He been got it. The match with CM Punk was the rub that was the rub enough. So Sting now needs that. Now, do I feel like Sting's time has run its course? Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
So Andrew doesn't think he should be the TNT champion anymore.
Nope. He doesn't like nice things. That's okay. It's all right. But who should be? You want Christian carrying the title?
Christian or Luchasaurus?
I think Christian's losing that championship very soon to a certain somebody named Hook.
Hook? Or is he going to lose it to Edge?
Hook?
I think Edge turns heel. And that's why you're going to get the last run with Christian. They're both going to be heels. They're best as heels in WWE.
They were never really heels when they were together.
Yes, they were.
When they were in the Brood, but when they were the heel that everyone loved.
Yeah, they were.
Come on, the whole flash photography shit that they were doing. They were just.
I loved them. I thought
they weren't hardcore heels.
They were at the top of their game. Both of them together.
You don't think you don't think they wrestle each other?
I think they wrestle one time, but then after that they tag until Edge and Christian right off to the sunset and leave wrestling. I think Edge's contract is probably for a year or two. Christian will sign on for the last 2 years, and then both of them will retire and then get out of wrestling, and then they can start their own shit.
Boy, he's on one bad mood tonight.
What happened?
I'm saying it's like I think to myself, if I'm gonna go with my best friend, I'm going for maybe a year
in your
or two.
Yeah, who peed in your Cheerios?
I hated Edge.
I think
he's not even close to your. You don't like an Edge. I
didn't say one bad thing about the man the whole night.
No, well, that's all right because you said enough for everybody.
I ripped the whole fucking card.
Ripping him. He's ripping the card.
What? Shout out to Tony for putting the card together. Giving us another wrestling event to remember. Look forward to seeing the next one. Hopefully, it has more dream matches.
Andrew dream matches.
We got about 30 minutes, about a little little over 30 minutes left. Jumping into some WWE for a little bit. We got a couple of things going on. As we said, the Jade signing is something hot and new. Giving her a lot of push before she even done anything yet, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. If you're gonna bring somebody in of that stature, you should do this. Push them hard. But you should have did this with a lot of people, in my opinion. A lot of people that have come across your doors. You should have pushed them like this.
Well, I'm glad that they're not. Oh, you got to go to NXT bullshit.
Nah. She got to come straight.
And I'm glad they're not effing with her name.
I heard from what I read that she made quite the impression in her training session. They were very impressed. And that's when it was like
sticking with the same name.
Yes.
We're not changing that.
Yeah,
nope.
And
she fought hard to keep her name.
Like they wanted to call, AJ Styles would have been Stanley.
The woman's chiseled like an African goddess.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be at Fastlane on Saturday.
Wow. She can probably sit in front row. She can probably have an altercation with somebody. And that's going to be fun. I hope it's Bianca.
I need Bianca and her to team up.
A lot of people have been calling for that, but you really want to test what she can do? Put her in a ring with a top level talent.
Do like the bars. Give me the bar situation. Like Cesaro and Sheamus. They fought each other 7 times. And then I
like the Hurt Business.
The Hurt Business is nice. That was fun.
It's a perfect match.
Bobby said, maybe I should call her, see what she's up to.
That's a perfect match.
Bobby's chiseled like a monster. She's chiseled like a monster.
Can you see
Poppins running around? Perfect.
If you turn Bianca heel and pair her with Jade and have them run the women's tag team division for a while, and then eventually Jade breaks off and goes for that World Women's Championship.
I got the idea. Even if you don't want to put it with Bobby right away, here you go. You got Omar standing there not doing a darn thing. MVP's right there. Not saying Jade needs a mouthpiece, but MVP is right there, not doing nothing. He's under contract. Use him. Have MVP be her mouthpiece, be her representation, but have Omos be the bodyguard. Just because when a woman looks like that, she's that strong. Somebody's gonna try her on the male level, and that's where the Bobby or Omos can get involved and say, "We got your back. You want to be roll with us? We got you." And that's when it can turn into something quite interesting, because that will be one of the biggest factions, the next big faction to come up and really get going. Judgment Day is doing work, and I appreciate the work that they're doing. Dom has got, Dom is on fire, and not a good fire, but he's on fire. The crowd,
they want to light him on fire.
The crowd hates him. They want to take him to Burning Man and just set him ablaze, because they can't stand that man. And after last night, I think his fire just got even brighter.
Yep.
You talk about stoking a fire. They just said,
we'll put the title back on Trick. Not Trick. We're back on Dom. But the thing is, everybody's like, why did you do that? Because Mommy wasn't at NXT No Mercy to help him keep that championship.
Mommy is about as hot as they come. She could do no wrong.
Dude.
Yo, if
she is just on fire.
If she ever leaves the Judgment Day, she'll stay on fire.
I'll show her in the gym doing a lat pull down.
She made the Judgment Day. Let's be honest.
If
she wasn't part of the Judgment Day, they would not.
Finn Balor and Demon Priest would probably be gone. They would probably.
They wouldn't be. Yeah, exactly. She carried that whole group,
doing God knows what. Rhea makes that group. If
she single-handedly dragged Dominic Mysterio to the finish line.
Yep,
it's crazy, and she does it so well.
She does.
And we talked about Raquel. She's not believable yet with a lot.
No, I was just thinking that the other day. She's still.
It's too nice.
They got to get rid of that the smiling Raquel and go back to her character from NXT.
Yep.
It's just not coming over well.
They glammed her up. They never should have done that.
Now, if you really want to put a test on to Rhea, you get her in there with, like we said, like Bianca, you get her in there with somebody serious like a Jade. And you really take the screws to that way, because now it's legit. Like, not Nia Jax. I'm not saying say what you want. I'm Andrew. I'm not trying to crap on your girl. Nia looks great. By the way, I want to say this. She looks great. You can tell that Nia cut down a lot. I'm not shaming nobody. I just want to point that out. She did take care of herself during this time off. I'm pretty sure she has some goals she still wants to reach. And I hope that her wrestling did get better.
It didn't. Whose girl is she?
That's Andrew's girl. Ain't my
girl. What is this, Andrew?
I've always liked Nia Jax.
What?
I always loved Nia Jax.
Did you really?
Yeah. I always liked her.
She's the biggest botch.
I felt so bad for her at WrestleMania 35 when she tore both the fucking knees.
You should have seen him mark out when she said, "Oh my hole."
Really? Didn't know this about him.
Yeah, he she said, "Oh my hole," and you hit us up. You heard that? She's talking about.
I'm sorry, but she's just not on the level to go against Rhea Ripley. She's not.
Yeah. Now,
Rhea Ripley is through the stratosphere, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, do you need somebody that angry? Yeah, you need somebody that is with that intensity. But is that the person that you want? Not necessarily.
No.
You need that intensity. You need that fire. If Rhea's bringing ether, okay,
yeah,
you need somebody to bring napalm to the party. Yeah. All right, and that's what you got to get. There's nobody there that can match that. Jade might just be that one to match that. If you do it right, she can match it. Now, Charlotte used to be able to match that. I don't know what happened. Just Charlotte kind of slowed down a little bit. Just say, you know what? I'm just gonna ride it out, do me, show up when I want to, wrestle when I want to. She on that type of time. And kudos to her. She earned it. She did everything she needed to do. Kudos to Charlotte. She earned that opportunity to kind of call her own shot. But you can see that Charlotte's kind of winding it down. And that's okay. Because the woman is getting up there in age, and I'm pretty sure she wants to do things with her life. And wrestling is not going to be here forever. She wants to do other things, and that's fine. But sometimes we do need a Charlotte Flair because we're always missing that intense performer who's going to go out there and give it to you. By hook or by crook, she's going to get the job done. And it's very, very scarce in WWE in the women's division right now of those type of people. So the Jade signing does not surprise me at all. They saw an opportunity to get a powerhouse of an individual who has a following and also who can really, really get the crowd hype. Here you go. This is it right here. Now she has to go out there and just do it. And when she does, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be because we saw the progression of Jade in AEW. At first, it was very green. It was very rough to watch. But as time went on and you let her wrestle and got her in the ring more, she got better and better and better and better and better as time went along. So it's perfect. Me and Chris even said a couple of times, damn, did they drop the ball with Jade when you had the chance to get her to be world champion instead of the TBS world champion, TBS champ. You had the opportunity to put that world title on her.
They botched that whole thing up.
She was undefeated.
The build for her to be undefeated and to never have a match against the world champion just never made sense.
It never made sense
at all. But that's something that you won't see. Well, hopefully you won't see here in the WWE. But as we talked about Judgment Day a little bit. We talked about the signing of Jade. Let's talk about this return of the man as we know as John Cena. With Roman Reigns being out for a little while, taking that time, has John Cena really filled that void for you guys?
Not me.
Sort of. But not
me at all.
Because to me, you have the top babyface on SmackDown in LA Knight.
Yeah.
And I think he's carrying the load as the top babyface, like I said. And with John Cena, it's because of the writer's strike. I feel like he's back in the company because he has nothing to do in Hollywood. There's no movies booked for him yet, no TV shows, whatever. But now that he's in a match with LA Knight against Jimmy Uso and Solo at Fastlane, I kind of want to see, in a way, a LA Knight versus John Cena match.
Okay.
And that could be the way of John Cena passing off the torch to LA Knight.
They had a bigger face than LA Knight with Jey Uso.
They moved to Raw because they didn't want to, because they didn't want to save the Jey versus Jimmy match until WrestleMania.
But that's not intriguing to me. Jey versus Jimmy. Jey, again, they didn't capitalize when someone was red hot, scorching hot, and I downplayed it back. Whoever said it back in like June about him main eventing SummerSlam, and at that point he was red freaking hot, and they didn't capitalize on it. And I think in the absence of Roman Reigns, instead of bringing in John Cena, Jey Uso, you could have gave him a whirl and kept him on SmackDown.
Yep. But also, the crazy thing is, when Jey Uso got moved to Raw, Adam Pearce said to Jey Uso that you have been traded for future considerations for SmackDown. So I could see Cody Rhodes moving to SmackDown very, very soon. And that's how you're going to get Cody versus Roman one more time again. so he could possibly finish the story.
And me and Kyle was talking off air about this. The reason I keep bringing up Cody's name with Jey Uso, because obviously Cody was the one who made the announcement that he brought him back. So keep doing that. Keep associating Cody Rhodes with Jey Uso, because if you're going to make that move, it makes sense the long term. To remind everybody, remember that was a trade, and whoever is the de facto GM of SmackDown can say, "I'm invoking my trade."
I'm gonna say Adam Pearce.
I want Cody Rhodes in SmackDown. So we could see that, being a thing. Now you talk about long term, and given the whole thing that happened on McAfee with The Rock, and of course Rock showing up on SmackDown and causing a big uproar. The biggest. Oh, it's been rectified. The biggest thing is you could still get your dream match that you wanted, Rock versus Roman. Because remember, WrestleMania is 2 nights.
You can have Rock Roman.
Because Roman can't work both nights.
One day, night 1 main event, and night 2, Cody versus Roman night.
That's
the second night.
Then solves your problem. Now Roman's down on his luck. He lost, but he went over on The Rock, but he lost to Cody Rhodes. There you go.
He had the world in his hands.
The story's finished for you. There you go. All right, you heathens. No, but that's the only way really we get back to what was, because obviously there was extreme confusion come last year's WrestleMania. The Rock kind of confirmed that was Rock Roman almost set done deal. So
couldn't come up with a storyline?
Yeah, you couldn't come up with anything. The fact that you couldn't come up with something that I came up with something in 2 minutes is beyond me.
Yep.
I personally don't want to see it. I have zero interest in it. Zero.
I wanted them to do at the Royal Rumble.
I just have zero interest in seeing it at all. Zero. Doesn't intrigue me. Does nothing for me.
Okay.
The Rock is yesterday's news. I just don't.
To me, I like Dwayne Johnson. I like the actor. Can't stand the fucking Rock.
You can't stand
I love The Rock, but not this guy who's all buffed up on jungle juice that he takes. Because, I mean, you don't look like that at 50 years old without doing something. Sorry.
You look crazy.
He looks crazy. Thank you.
He looks crazy. Full gorilla.
He used to be a fine-looking athlete. Now he just looks crazy, and I don't want to see that in the ring.
He looks nuts.
Yeah.
And I know the ladies love it, and they find him attractive, and that's great.
It's great.
Look, he's doing it obviously for the looks. He's a movie star. I get it. You're a movie star. You doing it for the camera. I get it. But if, like Chris is saying, you're gonna leave it for the camera, to leave it for the camera. It's different from doing that as athletic sport and then doing it for the camera.
Yeah.
We can deal with the camera.
There's a time when we all become ex-athletes.
Mm-hmm.
That time has been here for The Rock for a while. Yeah. And I don't particularly want to see that. It just intrigues me in a zero way. Watch it, if that's going to be the WrestleMania main event.
And I know people have been clamoring for it. I even called for it myself because I just felt like at the time the story called for it. This guy is running too high and running too strong. We obviously know he calls himself the head of the table. There's only one man that's really close enough to touch that out of that family lineage and legacy is The Rock. You can't get Rikishi in there. You can't get nobody else in there. It's got to be him. So let them do it out and let Roman go over as the official head of the table. It makes sense. It's a simple story. How you couldn't get to a story is beyond me. But I know how people felt about the Cody Rhodes situation. So you got to get back to that. You got to get it complete. And to make that right is the only way you do it is by trading him to SmackDown. post Royal Rumble, or even pre-Rumble, because I don't think Cody's winning the Rumble this year. It's if LA Knight does not win the Royal Rumble.
It's either LA Knight or Gunther for me.
Either one. I will take either one. I will take
who?
Or Gunther. Either one. I'll take either one. Because at this rate, what are you doing? Like with LA, you're just sitting and waiting for Royal Rumble to come around for LA. And you don't want to give him a US title run, because it's just like, all right, I gave you a run. There goes the air gets let out of the bag so slow. But you want that pop. By popping that bag, you want to have him win the Royal Rumble. And really roll in there, point at the WrestleMania sign. Have like have people going crazy to build. Man's a star, man. He's a star, and it's blinking so bright right now. When everybody thought after Money in the Bank the light was out, it's got brighter. It just keep blinking. It just won't go out. So they're trying to ride this light all the way through. But I don't know how long you can ride the lightning before it just goes out.
Yeah.
You got to stop riding the lightning for a little while and come back to reality. How do you get him to get over to the World Heavyweight Championship side of things? Because I don't want Cody wrestling for that belt. I want Cody in the WWE World Heavyweight Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship.
We need him. We need Cody to end Roman's long time.
That needs to be the match. I don't care what nobody says. That needs to be the match. But so with Seth eventually is going to drop that title from now till then. He's not going to ride that title all the way through.
Yep.
So how do we get him off the belt? That's another thing we got to worry about. Shinsuke?
We have a last man standing match. Who says that Sir Damian Priest doesn't cash in? It's a last man standing match.
Who wants that?
But then I'm saying with everything, if it's not Gunther winning the Royal Rumble, why don't you have Damian Priest?
Imagine Gunther and Damian Priest wrestling for the World Heavyweight Championship.
No Damian Priest. Listen, no Damian Priest. No, that was a mistake from the get-go. You got to throw Jey Uso's name in there.
I keep forgetting about Jey. I keep forgetting that he's here.
You have to put his name in all this.
Yes, he's main event Jey Uso.
He's main event Jey. You have to put his name in it.
Even if
if he's the guy to take the belt off of Rollins, you have to put his name into this mix.
Even if you did a crazy triple threat or fatal 4-way for it, and of course Priest got to be involved. Whatever.
That's fine because you got the case.
And let's just say Seth is the champ by that time. Seth versus Jey versus Damian Priest versus somebody versus Gunther. That could be a hell of a match. The Priest don't really need to be too much involved. You can just have these three, just break it down to a triple threat, and have the threat of Priest cashing in as an option. So he's not even in the match. Now, if he successfully cashes in, that's one thing. Who says he's going to be successful? Who says Gunther doesn't go over and has Imperium beat the hell out of him? Who says Jey Uso doesn't go over, and by that time, Jey Uso got some people on his side? I don't know.
Yep.
So the way it's looking right now is that we might be getting Cody versus McIntyre at some point.
Yep.
That's the way it's leaning. Because I don't think Cody's going to take lightly to McIntyre throwing his name around like that for too long in the negative light, the way he is, before the match is going to be challenged.
Yep.
Now, where we get that match, Survivor Series?
I'm leaning more towards Survivor Series is going to be another War Games situation.
Ooh,
we're going to have Cody, Jay, Sammy, KO, and one other person taking on the Judgment Day and possibly McIntyre and JD.
Whoa. Okay, Andrew, who else is on that side? The Miz?
No, because it would have to be. So we got 4 faces and then 5 heels.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Get heel or face out of your mind.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be heel or face. We've been mixing it up so much lately. It doesn't even need to be good guy, bad guy. It could be KO, Sami Zayn, Cody, Jay. We need one more, right?
Yes.
Ricochet. If you really want to throw, like, you can add him into the mix.
Yep. Taking on Judgment Day, JD McDonough, and Drew McIntyre.
You got Dom, Finn, Priest, JD,
and then Drew McIntyre.
That way we can finally get that altercation between Cody and McIntyre, which would then branch off into a singles match somewhere down the road to open up January.
That could be the day one or the Royal Rumble match.
They're doing day one this year?
No, I don't know if they're doing day one, but if they end up doing the day one, you can do Cody, Drew there, or you can have Cody, Drew at Royal Rumble, and then away Cody Rhodes gets his WrestleMania match. He wins the Elimination Chamber match in Australia.
Let me ask you a question. What would you do if Dom wins the Royal Rumble?
Oh.
He stays this heated all the way through, and he wins the Royal Rumble. What are you doing?
No. That can't happen.
He wins the...
No.
Dude.
That can't happen.
No.
Absolutely not.
If WWE is listening to this show right now, do not listen to the mind of Rodney Harris, please. Please don't.
I'm not saying I don't want that. I'm just
you want trash being thrown into the ring?
I know the history of this company. And like to lean on guys that get booed like this.
Yeah, you got three guys.
You want to see trash being thrown into the ring? You want to see?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They will mutiny. They will mutiny.
You see them want to charge the ring? You want to see a fire happen at that Royal Rumble pay-per-view or PLE?
You have Gunther, LA Knight, Jey Uso. 4. Gunther, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Cody. Figure it out between the 4 of them how all this plays out. Everybody else at this point is here.
Okay.
And then, of course, you got the 2 champions.
Yep.
So, as far as I'm concerned, figure shit out with those guys. And if you insist, let Dom mess around with the IC belt and that shit.
Like, it could come down to someone getting hot from this point on till all the way to January. That has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't surprise me if somebody else's names get thrown into the mix. I know somebody like Ricochet has been really frustrated. I've heard that they did say they wanted to do more with him. Could he be the dark horse that just gets hot real quick and shocks the world? I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I always felt that Matt Riddle would have been that, but unfortunately, we see how that goes. But, it's a lot. It's a lot that's going to go into this. Also, think about this. You said you were looking for another guy to fit in with Cody and the boys. What about Orton?
That's true.
He's been working to get back. You want to add same way Kevin Owens came into a War Games match randomly. Why can't Randy Orton come into a War Games match randomly?
Oh yeah,
doesn't have to be early. It can be late, so it protects him a little bit. He doesn't get hurt, and he just does his thing, RKOing people, taking a little bit of bumps, some light bumps, and keep it pushing. That's a way to bring somebody back.
True.
So there's options. They have options. It's about getting the right story done. Now, Jey Uso, I didn't believe what people were saying about the stature of Jey Uso, but he is over. He is hot.
I didn't believe it either, but he is red hot.
He's red hot in a world heavyweight championship run. Doesn't sound bad for a guy like Jey Uso.
Nope.
So I keep your eyes on him. That could be a hot dark horse we're talking about here. He's already red hot now. Leading into Royal Rumble, somebody's going to pick this guy to win the Rumble. Wouldn't it be something if Jey Uso wins the Rumble? And it decided he
Yo,
was
and wins the World Heavyweight Championship the night that
who says he doesn't think
That would make a lot of people happy.
yo he wins the World Heavyweight Championship as the night or the next night his cousin loses the WWE Championship or the Universal Undisputed Championship.
that place become unglued. And I know, no disrespect to Jimmy. Jay is just better than you right now.
Jay's better than him. Jay's always been better than him.
So it's like, no disrespect, Jimmy. Jay is just that guy right now. All right, just it is what it is. Get your game up.
Jay is him. Jimmy is
just Jimmy.
Jimmy's Jimmy.
Jimmy's Jimmy, man. That's what he's gonna be. And look, like I said, no disrespect. He's just better. And it's not that we feel sympathy for him. I saw a lot of people say these things. Oh, you guys are just liking him because he was that guy that was involved in that storyline before the bloodline was anything really. Kinda. that does play a part, but that's not all of it. He's the guy that was grabbing our attention this whole time. He was the guy that was putting himself in the forefront with the whole Sami Zayn situation. He was that guy. From the beginning of all of this, he's been the common factor that it's always been in our face. So he's always got beat up. He's always got pushed around. Why wouldn't we want him as an underdog to win?
True.
Come on. No wonder why the crowd is bouncing up and down with him. It makes sense. So it's like, I didn't believe it until you really see that crowd reaction. It's like, whoa, people love this guy. It's not Virgil singles run, guys. It's not that.
No.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Virgil.
I started to believe it. Yep, I didn't think so either. But then I tuned in and I saw it, and you can't deny what you see sometimes.
Nah, the eye test is what it is. It's right there.
He's hot.
He's hot, man. But as we wrap up here, just want to say some thank yous, man. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. It's been a long time. Love to do this again down the road with you guys. And Andrew does promise a little bit more consistency.
Yep.
He's gonna be more consistent.
Yeah, he'll find some more pay-per-views to shit on.
Yeah, he's gonna crap on.
Next thing I'm gonna find out Fastlane is a slow lane.
Fastlane's a slow lane. Maybe Drew, I know you work, it's kind of tough for you. We'll figure something out. Maybe no Fastlane this Saturday, so guys tune in. Should be fun. Got a World Tag Team Championship match. Should be a lot of fun there.
Last man standing match. John Cena, LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. We got Asuka, Io Sky, and Charlotte in a triple threat match for the women's Universal Championship. We also got at the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and either Joaquin Wilde or Cruz del Toro versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
Oh, yeah.
And possibly more matches to be added.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We
get
Friday. We still got Friday. It's not over until it's booked. Guys, look, we appreciate you guys for coming on. Deshaun, Mitch, Jessica, thank you guys for jumping in the comment section. Christopher Brown, I know you were listening, you were out there, but we'll be back on. No, definitely. And hey, stay tuned, guys. Follow the page. Posting is going to be a little bit more regular. I promise you, it will be. Maybe get some Fastlane posts. Maybe get some SmackDown posts. I don't know. So get involved in the conversation. That's the best way to keep this thing going. And we appreciate you guys, man. So for Rodney Harris, Andrew Kratzer, Kristen Collis, we love you. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
See you. Peace.
See ya.